corrupt transfer fees hidden from the press, outrageous contract demands of pampered diva superstars, full-blown financial fraud at some of the biggest clubs, insane measures to guard private lives. Trust me, the skeletons we're about to uncover in the closets of your favorite players and teams will have your jaw on the floor. This is explosive, unfiltered gossip at its most shocking. So brace yourselves, because we're diving straight into the madness. The truth is coming out, and it's going to get wild. But before we continue, we would like you guys to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell icon so you don't miss on any amazing and entertaining content. Alright, let's start off with Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, we all know he enjoys looking at himself in the mirror and has an insane workout regimen and diet. But did you know his obsession goes way deeper? Get this, he actually has a museum in Portugal dedicated just to himself. I'm not kidding. It's called Museu CR7, and it has his trophies, jerseys, shoes, and even some weird bronze statues of himself. You can't make this stuff up. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to outrageous athlete secrets. Keep watching to find out even wilder tales. Okay, next up we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, if you know anything about Zlatan, you know he's never shy about, well, Zlatan. But here's a crazy fact. He actually trademarked his own name as a brand. From what we have heard, it applies to a wide range of goods and services, including hair care products, clothing, vehicles, beer, and clothing. Yep, you have to pay him money just to put Zlatan on a t-shirt or poster. Can you imagine trademarking your own name? This guy's ego is really something else. And if you think that's wild, just wait until you hear the next unbelievable story. Alright, speaking of egos, how about Diego Maradona? We all know about his legendary Hand of God goal back in the day, but did you know he actually got away with the same move years earlier as a kid? When he was just 9 years old playing in his neighborhood league, he knocked in a goal with his hand and got away with that one too. I guess he figured if it worked once, why not try it on the biggest stage in the world, right? But Maradona's handball is just an appetizer. Get ready for the main course of truly jaw-dropping athlete antics coming up next. Okay, this next one is pretty bizarre. Apparently, David Beckham has a serious OCD issue about everything needing to be in pairs. Like, all the drinks in his fridge have to be in even numbers or it drives him nuts. Okay, that's the first 4 secrets. We're just getting warmed up here. Make sure you stay tuned because there's way more juicy gossip coming your way. Some even crazier than what you've heard so far, if you can believe it. Alright, here's a crazy rumor about Neymar. Word is, he makes his girlfriend sign confidentiality agreements if they want to date him. Yep, like an NDA. Apparently he doesn't want any secrets getting out about his personal life, so he makes them sign on the dotted line first. Now, I don't know if it's true, but it sure sounds like something he would do. Neymar's always been super over the top, so I could totally see this. But just wait. The next story about a certain superstar's paranoid privacy antics make Neymar look tame by comparison. Besides having a massive ego, Ronaldo's so paranoid about keeping his private life under wraps that he makes all his staff sign agreements forbidding them from ever talking about him in public. And not just while they work for him, but for 70 years after his death. Can you imagine being legally muzzled for life about your boss's personal business? Ronaldo is basically locking down every employee with a lifetime gag order. Not even the most tight-lipped CIA agent would be that secretive. I guess when you're arguably the world's most famous and wealthy athlete, you go to insane extremes to protect your privacy and reputation. Still, 70 years of silence is just weird. That too after his death. Alright, now maybe the weirdest one of all if you ask me. Rudiger from the German national team apparently loves eating bugs. Yep, the guy's into munching on all kinds of insects and critters. Grasshoppers, crickets, worms, you name it. His teammates say Rudiger will eat just about anything with legs. Now that's taking protein to a whole different level if you ask me. I don't think I could stomach it, but hey, maybe Rudiger's onto something. And if you think that's bizarre, wait until you hear about the millions Neymar was paid to simply shut his mouth. You're gonna love this one. Neymar, the arrogant Brazilian pretty boy, used to get paid a cool $2.5 million a pound per season just to refrain from trash-talking the manager in public when he was in PSG. Can you imagine that? 2.5 mil to keep his big mouth shut. And that's not all. They also have to cough up £375,000 per term just to get him to greet prison fans after games. But Neymar's massive ego is nothing compared to Ronaldo's vain obsession with his appearance, as you'll see next. Now, let's come back to Ronaldo. Now, you are not going to believe this one. This handsome devil went under the knife for a secret hair transplant. Yup, the Portuguese hero may have the most famous locks in football, but he had to get a little toupee assistance over the years to keep that perfect coif in place. Who would have thought dashing Ronaldo was receding in his 20s? The man spends more time and money on his mane than most women. I guess that's the price you pay for hair-raising good looks. But Ronaldo's vanity doesn't even scratch the surface of the true depths of Zlatan's talents, as you'll see next. Let's move on to that cocky, confident Suede Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Surely there's nothing this arrogant striker can't do, right? Well, hold on to your hats, because Ibra has a bizarre secret talent that'll floor you. The guy can speak 5 languages fluently: Swedish, English, Spanish, Italian, and even a little French. That's almost as impressive as his acrobatic goals and brash personality. Who knew that Big Talkin' Zlatan was such a wordsmith polyglot in disguise? It just goes to show that this iconoclash has depths we never dreamed of. The man of mystery keeps getting more and more intriguing, and if you think Zlatan's hidden skills are amazing, buckle up for a glimpse into the shady backroom dealings that shaped the big transfers. You won't believe the shady deal that went down when Garton Bale made his blockbuster movie from Spurs to Real Madrid back in 2013. Bale's whopping £100 million transfer fee was actually hush money. The fee smashed the record Madrid had paid for Cristiano Ronaldo, so the two clubs agreed to keep it totally under wraps. They were terrified of bruising Ronaldo's ego and pissing him off. Can you imagine keeping a deal that massive hidden from the press? Spurs and Madrid were basically doing cloak and dagger negotiations behind closed doors like two shady figures in an alleyway. Psst, 100 million for Bale, but keep it zipped, or else Ronaldo throws a fit. Just goes to show you the crazy lengths clubs will go to manage their diva superstars' egos. And speaking of shady deals, wait until you hear about Manchester City's money laundering scandal. Remember when Man City signed that French defender Eccentric Mangala back in 2014? They claimed they paid Porto just £32 million for him, but oh no, that was just a big fat lie. Leaked documents exposed that City had actually forked over a whopping £43 million. And get this, the full £43 million fee made Mangala the most expensive defender ever in Premier League history at the time. Not bad for a guy who turned out to be a total dud. The Manchester money men were clearly smoking something with that grossly overpriced deal, but their shady overspending has nothing on the absurd lengths one goalkeeper took his pre-game routines. When Messi was just 9 years old, he was already head over heels for Antonella, his friend's cousin. This kid was so smitten that he would write her love letters spilling his heart out like, "One day we'll get married," and other cringe-worthy lines. Can you imagine the great Messi doodling little hearts on notes declaring his undying love as a third grader? And here's where it takes an almost unbelievable turn. Messi ended up moving to Spain when he was just a kid, separating the childhood sweethearts. Yet, against all odds, many years later after losing touch, Messi and Antonella reconnected and ended up getting married. Could you write a more romantic script? Think about that. The greatest football talent of our generation was once just an adorably awkward kid scribbling out love notes to his crush like a little Casanova. Alright, you've all heard how Lionel Messi rose from humble beginnings to become the global football superstar he is today. But did you know his entire career nearly didn't happen if not for a few oranges and tennis balls? That's right, the make-or-break moment that got Messi noticed by Barcelona scouts came down to him juggling fruit like a circus performer. When Messi's dad hired an agent to help get his son tryouts, the agent hatched a bizarre plan. He handed little 13-year-old Messi some oranges and tennis balls and basically said, "Kid, get juggling. If you can impress me in a week, I'll get you in front of Barcelona. So there's the future greatest player of all time just anxiously juggling away in his backyard with fruit, praying he doesn't blow his one big chance. A week later, Messi had mastered the peculiar skill. He could juggle an orange 113 times and a tennis ball 120 times without dropping them. The agent was floored and immediately shipped that footage off to Barcelona. Well, Barcelona saw that oddball juggling audition tape and fell in love. They told the agent to bring Messi straight to Spain for a tryout. The rest is history. Messi blew them away and the club signed him to his first contract right then and there. Infamously written on a paper napkin because they didn't have anything else handy. Lastly, a secret sure to drive any football coach up the wall. Legendary Brazilian goalkeeper Dida had the longest, most intricate pregame warm-up routine ever seen. No joke. The guy would arrive at the stadium 4 hours before kickoff and go through a painstakingly long series of stretches, jogs, diving practices, and meditation. The whole ritual would take him about 2.5 hours. Can you imagine being a teammate having to watch Dida's endless preparation while you're just trying to stay loose and relaxed? The patience of a saint was required. If you enjoyed this inside scoop and want more hilariously shocking exposes, make sure to let me know by smashing that like button and dropping a comment down below. What was the craziest secret in your opinion? And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, because on the next video, we'll be looking at the top 10 most expensive things Cristiano Ronaldo owns that cost more than your life.